Hey, podcasters. Thank you for tuning in to Speaking Of. This is your host, Dedge and Jon Jon, discussing real issues you want to hear.
Welcome back to another great episode of Speaking Of with Dedge and...
Huh? Wait a minute, what? Are you Dedge now?
No, I'm Jon Jon. You're...
Dedge.
Oh.
On the edge, remember?
Oh, God, it's been so long.
That's true, it's been so long.
I forgot who I was.
You did. Are you JJ?
No. I'm Jon Jon.
Oh, man, that was hilarious.
This guy came up to me and was like, okay, I've been listening, but... And you're JJ, right? No, I'm Jon Jon. Never said JJ. I don't know where that came from.
He had the J right.
I mean, he did have the J right. I mean, he's a fan, so, you know, I had to sign his hand. I'm all about pleasing my fans.
All about pleasing your fans.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
So are you sure that you're Jon Jon today?
I'm
Dedrick?
I don't know who I am. I can be...
Well... Hey, everybody, I'm Dedge.
Hey, everybody, I might be Jon Jon. But you never know. So I'm going to say, hey, this is Speaking Of with Jon Jon and...
Dedge on the edge.
Dedge on the edge. What's been going on, Dedge?
I got a new MacBook. Oh. You know, I've been holding on to this thing forever. So
you did.
I had a Flintstone of a MacBook.
You're right. You had that one from 1987.
See, God don't like ugly.
It was kind of...
Steve Jobs made it himself. I'm telling you, that thing was a dinosaur. It was 22 pounds.
It was about the size of a baby.
It was slower than my mama. I mean, ooh.
Oh,
I'm talking
and I hope she's not listening.
And I couldn't airdrop. Now that was my biggest thing. Yeah. I could not airdrop.
You was mad about that.
I was mad about the airdrop thing.
You airdropping? I'm airdropping. You ain't airdropping?
Oh man! So now I can airdrop y'all. So
congratulations! Welcome to the 21st century.
I mean, you know, it was a long way coming, but I made it home.
Praise Jesus!
Yes,
won't he do it? Won't he do it?
So,
what else? I mean, you got all the new stuff. I see you got a new phone.
Oh, see, come on, man. See?
Somebody is racking up.
Well, you know, when that disability check comes in. You know, I got my food stamps.
Oh,
I'm like Sophia. Whenever she was getting those checks, she had all that money.
She just had stacks and
she
stacks.
Had stacks on stacks.
I can buy you and sell you. She told that guy, I can buy you and sell you.
Wait, what? You in human trafficking? You've been watching too much Law and Order.
That's un-American.
Now look, listen.
That's un-American. We don't do human trafficking here.
They did back in the day. Did you not watch Underground?
Oh,
shoot,
I did.
Moving from one plantation to the other.
Speaking of Underground, it shows that.
No, speaking of on the ground. Speaking of your knee on the ground.
What? Oh, kneeling. Oh, all this stuff going on in the NFL.
Oh man, and your president. Like it's just, I'm at.
Why you say my president? Because he's not my president.
I am at a sad state right now. So as a lot of you know, I mean, if you don't know, then you live on a rock.
Where have you been? Where have you been?
But no, so race has been the forefront of American media right now,
right? Especially in the NFL.
Especially in the NFL. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say especially in the NFL. I would say more so in the Trump administration or presidency than I would just say in the NFL.
Which, I mean, I can agree with you on that. But right now, I think everybody is like,
into the NFL because, you know, we have Colin Kaepernick who took a knee. And a lot of people don't know this, that actually...
is it Colin or Colin?
Colin, a butcher died. I mean, you know, hey.
Could you say colon? I think colon.
Like colon cleanse?
Like a colon cleanse. But go ahead. I mean, that's neither.
Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, let's go with Colin. Yeah, that sounds so much better.
Well, you know, he is mixed. So, I mean, you know, hey, we say it one way, they say it another way.
Colin.
Hey, depends on which hood he in.
Jesus Christ.
But it started out him taking a knee. But before, he had sat down at the at the national anthem before the game. And a fan wrote a nasty letter to him, and he reached out to the fan and was like, well, how do you propose to me to stand up for what I stand up in? And, if it's not sitting, Rosa Parks, she sat. My ancestors, or people that I'm probably not, but before me, they sat. So, it's kind of like, they've done sit-ins. So, I think that was kind of him protesting. And, it's something that he decided to do to himself. He didn't bring anybody else into it and say, hey, you got to sit down with me. And, it was, he chose to do it amongst himself. So, outside of all the backlash, he reached out to a fan that opposed him sitting down, and he invited him to his to a sit down, and they had a conversation of like, how do you propose that I protest? And so that gentleman, which was a military veteran, was like, well, when the flag is presented to the wife of a deceased soldier or spouse of a deceased soldier or family, they take one knee.
Okay.
So, and I believe that is where that stemmed from. However,
it has been
the topic, and it has been like a wildfire. And, it's just like, what do you...
I think they
tell someone how to protest.
And that's true. How do you? But I think it's more so asking a question or saying that his kneeling is really not about the flag.
Well, that's what they have made it into.
They've made it about the flag. They've made it about the military and veterans and all of that. When in all nationality is really not nationality, actuality.
I was like, what nationality?
Oh my gosh, am I going dumb?
Are you in Tennessee?
No, that's so mean. Let's don't put our states down. There we go, being racist. We're talking about racism. Yes, we're talking about. That's all
well, they only one race that live in Tennessee.
Jesus Christ.
It's an inside joke. So,
yeah, it is. But anyway, so just say, for him to kneel, it's not about the flag. That's what I was getting at.
Right.
And we need to really look at that and the reason why he's kneeling. It's not about the flag. It's about unity and us coming together as a nation to stand against police. Right. Injustice. I was going to say police brutality against black men.
I think it's more than just police brutality.
I think
it's just, it's injustices for our black American men, period. So, because, you may not be stopped in, on the interstate and shot to death, but you may be on your job and you're experiencing the same thing. Right. Or you may be, whatever other situation that there is, it's an injustice.
It is.
Because of your skin color.
Right. And you have to look at, it's been 60 years and we still fighting the same fight of inequality.
Right, correct.
And it both between, black and white, men and women. And it's all about that. And I feel like his kneeling is about trying to get that equality or that unity within the whole nation, with all people.
Right. So let me ask you this, because, and I'm just going to put it out there. We normally look at people like whenever they say, I got black friends. And, that's like the focal point of their argument or whatever, to say that for their defense, to say that I'm not racist. And for me, like that, it was never taught for me to not like one over the other. I was always taught respect across the board. It does not even matter. And so that has never been one thing that I have cast a difference between, black and white, orange, brown, whatever.
I think that's big in the African American community anyway, that we always taught to not look at color. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's something that we are taught, but I don't feel like it's taught in other races. But that's just my opinion. But I can agree with that.
And on the same token,
did I make you lose your train of thought?
You did.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe maybe you'll get it back. Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. I kind of figured. I thought that's where you were going with the whole. He is like totally just like cracking up, like
y'all understand right now.
But you was trying to make a great point.
I was okay, and I got it back down.
See? Oh, praise the Lord! Look at God.
Look at Bonnie do it. No, but what I wanted to say was like, I'm in no form, fashion, and in no way racist. I have white friends. But I mean, I look at it. My grandfather is white.
What?
Looking at my black ass. You're like, what? But yes, so and I have white people in my family. I have family members that have married outside the race. Mm-hmm. And, it's always been that, of course, you always see, the older people that are against it or what have you. But I've never even been one to judge that, to say, oh, well, they are not our same color. So it's got to be, different, whatever. Mm-hmm. But my thing is that I have come into contact with a lot as I have gotten older is why is it that if we are celebrating our own race and our own color, why is that automatically you're downing the other predominant race?
That's good. So
because the two don't go to. Oh gosh, I sound like the sergeant. I sound like Mama knows. The two don't go together. The two don't go together. Like just because you stand for your own culture, your own race, does not mean that you're putting it down,
right? Or putting another race down,
right? And I mean, because like me, no means. I mean, I'm not putting down any other. That's like saying, oh, because I'm AME Zion, I'm putting down all Baptists or all Kojics or what have you. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, I'm just standing up for what. I believe in what I was raised in, my culture.
That's what. And sometimes I feel like you have to celebrate your own culture, your own,
because nobody else is going to celebrate it for you,
right? And that's why a lot of different things were established: the NAACP,
Black History Month,
Juneteenth.
See, you forget about that, huh?
Right. I was like, what?
Yeah, see? A lot of people don't think, like, read up on Juneteenth.
That's and then, like BT, and well, it's kind of, never mind.
Well, yeah, you might want to
I'm going to leave that one. Never mind.
But, I mean, yeah, but I agree. I mean, because if you look at the American population today, the ratio from black to whites, I mean, it is, I want to say quadruple I forgot the exact number, but I think it's like look it up.
You got that new Apple MacBook right there in front of you. Why don't you just look it up?
But my point is that we are so outnumbered when it comes to the ratio of blacks to whites.
Do you think so?
I know so.
Oh, I'm just because some people would have to argue with that. They would say that black people are the majority in America. I think people would argue that fact.
But yeah, I mean, but they can argue that fact, but it's that doesn't mean it's true. I mean, that's just like the media right now. I mean, like, is it a false truth?
It could definitely. I feel like it could be a false truth. There may be undocumented black people.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there probably is.
I'm just saying that we been in America just as long as white people been in America.
Well,
you beg to differ.
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there.
They brought us here with them,
but they was here before us.
They were probably about 5 or 6 came, to see the land,
to see how
see how we go overtake.
I'll overtake it.
But yeah, I think that white America is not the majority. I just don't. I just feel that way. And that maybe, and then, like you said, I may be wrong, but I just feel that maybe that white America is not the majority. That just because they are the superior
doesn't mean that they're majority.
That they are the majority.